Hey guys, this video is from our latest Rick and Johnny podcast. Make sure to check out the full podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Rick and Johnny. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Johnny and I had fun recording it. But Johnny, we got a jam-packed show coming into this week. 2 Marvel topics, and we're going to be talking about Star Wars and one of our favorite actors. He's going to be in Spider-Man Homecoming. We've talked about him in that sense. Donald Glover and comments that he made about playing Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars solo Han Solo film that we're going to get
Ricky will get that
Star
eventually.
Wars. But we're going to start off the podcast with Black Panther.
Yep.
And we got a trailer Friday during the NBA Finals, and we finally get our first look into what this Black Panther movie is going to be, because if you haven't remembered, didn't see Civil War for some reason, that was the last time we've seen Black Panther in the MCU. That was when, his dad had died. He was going after Bucky because he thought he did it.
Well, he's being framed, so yeah.
Then when he found out that Zemo was the one who did it, he decided to block the bullet with his vibranium arm and basically say, I'm not going to let you kill yourself. You will go to justice. You will not be the quick, sweet relief of death for what you have done. But the one thing that I liked most about this trailer is not only did it give us a glimpse into the world of Wakanda, but also it showed us that what we're going to be dealing with here isn't really just about Black Panther being Black Panther, but the other side of it too. Yeah, I'm Black Panther, but I'm the king. I am the king now of Wakanda, and dealing how to balance both of those worlds. Being Black Panther, but also being the king.
Exactly. Well, not just that. As they quote in the thing, you can be a good king or a good guy.
You can't be both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, he's got to figure out how to balance the two of those, because he wants to be a good guy, but he has to be a good king now. Dad has died, so now he has to take up the mantle of both the Black Panther and as King of Wakanda.
Well, and I like that saying more so from the king point, because when you are a king, when you are a president, when you are any ruler of any nation or any leader of anything, there might be decisions that you have to make that aren't the good guy decisions.
Exactly.
You have to be the bad guy in some situations, even if it's something less than that. Let's say you're a boss at a company. You want to be the good guy and not fire this person, but you have to make that decision because it is better for the company and it's the right thing to do. Well, it's the right thing for the company to do, not necessarily the right thing as being a good man is. However, it'd be being a good king or a good boss in that sense. And I like how we're going to get that kind of leveling out, because another thing that I think we're going to look at is you see the part where they're kind of on this like circular plane, and there's different factions in Wakanda.
Yeah.
The thing that we're also going to deal with is we had a king and his father that was already established. Like, he knew how to deal with the factions that wanted to overthrow him.
Exactly.
Now that you throw a younger king into this, those factions might look at it and go, we can either manipulate him or we can this is our time to pounce and take the throne for ourselves.
Exactly. I saw it in the throne room area. You have a council of different members dressed in they're wearing a main color of each one. One had like a teal, one had like a red, and you see that this is kind of like the council of all the different tribes of Wakanda. And now he has to, you have a new king, just like any new politician. They have to learn how to deal with each separate one, because maybe he's seen Dad do it, but he doesn't know how to do it himself.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that I can't wait for is with Black Panther and because we're going to see all of his different powers as well.
Yeah, exactly. More so than before.
We kind of saw with Civil War the fighting styles that he has. We saw the retractable claws that we may have. We got to see the vibranium suit, which is made from the same material as Captain America's shield. But we're going to see, when he pounces that car, and there's that little EMP explosion that he has to disable it. The one thing that from the comic books that I really want to see in this is the fact that when you are Black Panther, one of the things that he can do is he can kind of manifest the older Black Panthers and kind of talk to them and visualize them and have conversations with them to kind of help him in what he's dealing with.
Which is great because there's T'Chaka, which is his father, is supposed to be in the movie.
Yes. Well, they've already casted a younger version of his father.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they have the older version too. So
I'm hoping
they
so too.
have
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. It was his younger.
In there.
Oh, let's hope that they do the older one, or even maybe the younger one is like, hey, like maybe it's how it manifests. Who knows? But hopefully we get to see that part of the Black Panther thing too.
Well, the one thing I was going to say is the fight scene that they have, where the one where it's like it's late at night and they shine it and it's the dogs there.
Yeah.
And then they look up and bam, there's Black Panther. The thing that we were watching one video of a random YouTuber kind of give their thoughts on it. And the thing that he said that I didn't think of that I wanted to ask you about.
Yes.
Do you think that is the present Black Panther or his father? Because the thing that he pointed out were the radios that the guys had.
Yeah.
Looked like older radios. So would you be which side would you be on? Is that like, okay, maybe that's his father and that's kind of a flashback to something that he had to do? Or is it just, no, that is the Black Panther that we're presently with? Those soldiers just don't have the up-to-tech kind of communication systems that you would have nowadays.
Well, my thing would be that it looks kind of like the idea of Ulysses Claw's hand soldiers, where they don't have the best tech out there. I mean, anyone who's in a lower level third world country, I don't want to call them a Contra group, but they're like any just poacher type group or anything small, like not really well funded, isn't going to have the best technology. So, hey, we got our hands on some 1980s radios that work really well for us. We're going to use them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see it as being Black Panther and these guys just don't have the most updated technology.
Then it being a flashback to his father as the Black Panther.
Which would be cool too. I'm not going to say it's not, but I'm leaning towards this is our Black Panther.
Well, and the big thing is with villains, because I like how you bring in Claw into this, but he's not the only one.
No, he's not.
We actually get a scene from another villain that we're going to see that I'm gonna leave it to you to introduce them, because I know you were kind of doing some.
Leave it to me.
You were
to
doing
introduce.
some research before the podcast.
Oh, I was, yeah.
Who was breaking him out with the little bomb explosion?
It would be Eric Killmonger, which is another Black Panther. As it's saying here, Eric Killmonger is a fictional supervillain appearing in America comic books published by Marvel Comics. He's another main villain of Black Panther, in essence.
Really, he's the I would say the equal.
Yes, if you read the wiki page of him, he's basically his equal, aside from it not really saying he doesn't really have the suit like Black Panther does. And I really like seeing some of the pictures. It's awesome. I love what they're doing with the mask, though, too. It's kind of like it somewhat has the same shape, but the addition of the horns, the slight change up in color.
And I didn't get that at first. When I first saw the trailer, that didn't click until after I looked and I went, shit, that's Killmonger.
Exactly. No,
Holy
I
shit.
completely agree. I didn't think so either. And the other thing I really love about this is Marvel's direction they're going. We see it in Thor Ragnarok. Now we're seeing this. The more use of brighter colors, the more like just the brighter feeling of some of this stuff now.
Well, and also it's kind of like this one, it's a little bit different in that sense, though, because it's not like we see with Thor Ragnarok, we saw with Guardians, the kind of trippy bright colors of like the 80s.
Exactly.
This is more of just we're going to use brighter African colors. We're going to, because we are in a different part of the world that really we haven't been in since Civil War, when we were there for a scene or two.
Like one scene, just to show Bucky being frozen.
Well, that, and then when Ultron got the vibranium, we were also in Wakanda as well.
No, we weren't.
You're right.
It was just a shipyard in Africa.
Then it was the ending.
South Africa.
One scene where
Captain America, Steve Rogers and Bucky are just, hey, freeze him until we can figure out what to do with his head.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that's all we see. So we don't really see Wakanda except a nice, beautiful scenery out the window.
And we also see in the trailer the bodyguards of Black Panther will also be back. I'm hoping that they're kind of more, because in Civil War we got to see them and they kind of seemed like badasses.
Yeah.
But there was one scene where one of them kind of walked up to Black Widow and it looked like they were gonna
Butt heads, yeah.
Butt heads.
Move or you will be moved.
And he was like, calm that shit down, get back here.
Yeah.
And kind of diffuse the situation. I'm hoping that they're a little bit unleashed in this one. It looks like they are because they've got the spears and everything.
Oh, it looks great so far. But I'm just saying, like we're doing it looks like a different direction with Marvel for this second half of what we're in phase 3 right now,
phase
right?
3, yeah.
So like the second part of phase 3, Thor Ragnarok could have gone a very different direction. We could have just done the same things as Iron Man 3, Winter Soldier, and all those just kind of did the darker tone. But no, we're doing a very light tone on this now with all the vibrant colors, in which they're doing the same thing in Black Panther, like you said, doing a lot of like. With this African tribes, you can accentuate that a lot more too, which is great. I love what they're doing now, that they're not just going, hey, everything's dark and dreary, let's have everyone fight it like this. You know what I'm saying, right? With that?
Yeah, and the thing that, I hope I'm saying this right, that's why I didn't say it the first time, but I think it's the Dora Milaje. Is that what they're called, the bodyguard? They have a special name. I think I
don't
said
know
it right.
the name, but
I'm pretty sure I said it right. That's why I didn't want to say it in the back. I didn't want to mispronounce it, but I think it's the Dora Milaje, and you kind of get that, yes. Like it's not as dark and kind of like look at Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
that was very dark. Look at the Hulk movie, not the first Hulk movie, the only one in this cinematic universe, I should say. Very dark of a movie, especially that fight scene at the end. We're not going to get that
exactly
in this one. The thing that I wanted to mention, though, going back to Killmonger for a second.
Yes.
The thing that I will be most interested with that character is how he fits in, and B, how the actor does. Because it's Michael B. Jordan who is going to be playing that character, which is a known actor in all of Hollywood and has had some big roles. But Killmonger is supposed to be, like I said, the equal to Black Panther, where they're both relatively the same age. They both went to school in the States. And that is, I think, someone who could be sitting there to clash heads.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna help this person, and I want your throne because I don't like how you are running Wakanda. I think that Wakanda has a better future.
Well, if it's anything with...
just a corrupt future.
If it's anything along the lines of his biography, the fictional biography, his father, in the case of this, works with Ulysses Claw at one point to get vibranium.
Yeah.
Now, let's see, maybe
that's how I got it in Age of Ultron.
Maybe.
A
little flashback to that one.
Maybe.
And then we can
I
have it
wonder
as
how he
like...
got it, because he was able to get in and escape.
Yeah, and then you know what? Maybe it's the same kind of backline storyline. Him and his family all get exiled from Wakanda. He blames Black Panther. He blames Black Panther more than he blames Claw. So that's why he's willing to work with Ulysses Claw.
Yeah.
And as we saw, looks like he's freeing
breaking him out.
Yeah,
because
at least as of now, it looks like that.
Because he puts the bombs down, puts the mask on, and boom, the wall blows to the interrogation room that Claw is being interrogated in. Another thing that I'm interested for this movie is the tech that we're going to see. Because as I want to say it was mentioned in, I can't remember if it was in the trailer or in one of the kind of reviews that I was watching, kind of just to get some ideas for this, but Wakanda is one of those nations where they're like, they want you to feel like, yeah, we're a third world country.
Yeah, exactly.
We nothing to see here, because like it plays perfectly into the eyes of just normal life of, oh, third world country, brush right over.
Exactly.
And that's what Wakanda wants.
No one thinks anything of it.
We don't want you to know what's really going on here. And I can't wait to dive into that, because there's a scene where I want to say she's related to Black Panther. I'm not exactly sure her backstory, but you see her like this, and it looks like she's got two. In one shot, she's got a costume that's similar to Black Panther's, and another shot where she's like this, where it looks like up to the forearms, she has two like Panther-looking Captain our Iron Man. I'm thinking of
Gauntlets.
Iron Man kind of blasters.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what other tech we got going on in Wakanda.
You speaking of tech too, I'm interested to see if we get Ulysses' claw blaster. Mm-hmm. His little since his arm is missing
Because
now.
all we saw is the arm, and it's cut off to here, where your first thought was, I think that's a little bit higher than it was
in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and I mean, who knows the reasoning behind that.
And I
but-
mentioned maybe it got infected and they had to cut off a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll go with that
It's
for
been
now.
a while since Civil War.
He didn't quite get it cleaned out.
Yeah.
No, but
Does he look like a guy that would get it cleaned out, Johnny?
obviously not. He's
Not
only
really.
afraid of cuttlefish.
Yeah, he's only afraid of cuttlefish.
No, but really, I'm interested to see if we get his Sonic blaster.
Maybe we do.
Maybe we do. I'm hoping
Maybe
we do.
Killmonger helps him get it.
Maybe after he gets freed out, he gets his.
Or maybe that's the deal. You help me get back into Wakanda. Ooh.
back to Wakanda. I get you some more
Oh.
vibranium.
Oh.
Speculation.
Wheels are turning. So listen to this.
Speculations.
You said that family and Killmonger
Yes.
exiled, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they were exiled,
Yes. Was
his
helping
father
Claw.
helped Claw. Boom, they're exiled. Now it's kind of a deal. You know how to get into Wakanda. I was too young. I don't know. I've never left it, so I don't know how to get into it.
Yeah.
You help me get into Wakanda. I get you that tech. I get you something in return for helping me take the throne.
Yeah. You get a certain.
Bada bing, bada
Get
boom.
a certain chunk of vibranium so you can do what you want with it.
My mind just
Some
blew.
deals with
My
it,
mind
yep.
just blew itself with those wheels spinning in there.
I help with that.
Sometimes, sometimes you get those wheels spinning too fast. They kind of stop for a second. And I'm like, whoa, gotta think. But the speculation train just started to roll up here, and that just
Almost derailed Ricky.
That just came right off the brain. A fresh speculation kind of hot take for you.
Yep.
With that one. But anything else with this trailer that you saw? We haven't touched. You think we got to touch before we move on into the last kind of topic that I want to bring up to end this one and bridge us into our next topic?
No, honestly, I like what we're seeing so far. I love what they're doing with the universe so far. Keep doing it. It looks great. I like the change.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Just do it. Just do it. I love the change of pace that we're going with now. More vibrant colors, more things to play around with, and that sense and that feeling. More fun. Mm-hmm. And you know what?
He's gonna be a badass too.
Yeah, he is.
He's gonna be
man.
like the music that they had sent with it,
all the
and like when he was walking and it's him in the suit without the mask, and he's just like this.
Yeah,
I am like, all hail the king! The king has come home, kind of a thing.
Yeah, no. The great part is the music they're picking too now. It's just more fun.
Yeah, and it gets you hyped up for the movie coming in.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting another trailer or anything, or them to hype this anymore until we get Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, not until close to that time at least.
I expect the rest of this to be Thor Ragnarok hype time.
Yeah.
Until we get to that, because that's the next one coming
After we get the Spider-Man Homecoming, I think we're going to kind of round out on that.
But it's a quick turnaround after that. It's
Yeah.
November, we get Thor Ragnarok.
Exactly.
February, we got Black Panther.
Exactly.
So that's what we kind of got to look at. But the last thing I want to talk about here,
Yes.
and this will bridge us over into the
Part
next
2.
topic that we have, is after this movie, how do you think Black Panther is going to fit in? Are we like, is this something where after Black Panther we get a Black Panther 2? Or is it something like, okay, in future movies he's going to be in the Avengers here, this movie, but after Phase 3? Because Phase 3 we know ends with the Avengers 4 movie in
Infinity
May
Wars,
of 2019.
Avengers 4, yeah.
It's weird because originally they had Part 1, Part 2, but if you go on Wikipedia
That's
now,
true.
it says Avengers Infinity War, and then it says untitled Avengers movie. So I think they changed it a little bit on us.
They might change it. I feel like it's still going to be like
it might be part 1, part
2.
2, but it might be called something different now.
Yeah,
it might
I
not
still
be,
think it's a 1-2 though.
Yeah, it might not be Infinity Wars Part 2 though. It might be something titled totally different.
Yeah.
But with Black Panther moving on after this,
Yeah.
do you think after Phase 3 we just see him in other people's movies here and there, or do we get another Black Panther movie?
I feel like we should we will be getting him in other movies, mostly group ones.
Yeah.
But as for his own, possibly one down the road. We got other characters we want to introduce, like Captain Marvel, and we have to have an Ant-Man and Wasp coming out at some point. So, I mean, he's not like, oh, yeah, we need to have a Black Panther 2. We need to at least we have to have this movie establish him first, and then we have to have some other stuff happen in the universe, and maybe down the road, 2020, have another Black Panther movie.
Yeah, and I mean, right now with the MCU, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on Wikipedia right now just to see exactly what is going on with the different phases that we have right now. Like I said, the end of that phase 3 is for sure the Avengers one, but we've had Doctor Strange, Spider-Man Homecoming is coming up, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, then it's Infinity Wars, Ant-Man and Wasp will be phase 3.
Yep.
Captain Marvel will be phase 3, and then Avengers 4 will round out phase 3.
Yeah,
so Marvel and Ant-Man and Wasp will be in phase 3, and then that Avengers movie will end it off. After that, do we see Black Panther again? Because we won't get another Black Panther movie in phase 3, that's for sure.
No, we're not. And they said something along the lines, which we'll talk more about in our
Chris Evans part 2 conversation.
Part 2. They may shelve the idea of having phases now.
Yes.
So it brings us to the point. What do you think about Black Panther yourself? What do you think?
With me, I think that after this movie, it's one of those things where wherever he fits in. And the thing is, when you see interviews from producers, from Kevin Feige, the big thing that they talk about is the story being the reason. Yeah. Not just putting a character out there because we got to have Captain America out there. No, it's what story are we trying to tell? What's going to be the best story for our audience? And then what characters kind of fit that. So I feel like Black Panther, I feel like after this movie, it's going to be hard to make a solo movie with him again.
Yeah, it is.
Because what's going to draw us back to Wakanda? What is going to draw us back to Wakanda? Because really, Black Panther's a hero where Wakanda's his territory, and he branches out to help and then comes right back. So I look at it where it's, you know what, if he's needed in other places here or there, we'll see him, but I don't know if we'll see a Black Panther 2 right away.
Now, I've got one idea, and I'll bring this one out during our Chris Evans one.
Okay, so you're teasing it.
Of a idea. It's not going to be strictly Black Panther, but he would have a major role in it.
Okay, so you're teasing us.
I'm teasing you for our next part of the podcast.
I want to end part 1 on that tease. So if you're on YouTube, comment down below. You're going to let us know what you think of the Black Panther trailer, and kind of like what we're talking about here. How does he fit in to the universe post Phase 3, post Avengers 4?
I don't know about this, Rick.
Just do it, Morty.
Thank you for watching Most Valuable Podcast video. If you want to watch more of them, just watch them right here, and thank you for watching.